Hello, guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for subscribing if you're new, and if you've been following me since the beginning of this episode, welcome and thank you so much for your support. Today's the is it 3rd of February? Happy new month, guys. February is the month of love. Valentine is on the 14th. So if you feel like this Valentine is a little bit different for you, stay tuned in this platform because this month I'll be tackling the theme of self-love and self-improvement, and we're going to look in the career section, in the food for thought section, in your digital content creation, and also in the mental health, all the cups that I wear at Charity Safe Haven. Yeah. And also you're going to have a Q&A live session at the end of the month. Like I said in the the last live session, I want this to be a thing and I want this platform to be intentional. So stay tuned, keep following. I really appreciate you guys so much. Don't forget to subscribe, follow me across all my social media platforms, at Charity Safe Haven, at Charity One Union, LinkedIn. Let's connect, let's follow each other, let's keep on networking and growing. So we're going to look at when productivity becomes an identity. So for many of us in the nutrition or healthcare field or any other field, I'm nitpicking, I'm talking about the health profession because that is the profession I'm in. Productivity slowly becomes part of our identity. At some point, what do you do stops being a question about work, and it starts feeling like a measure of your worth. Like these days when you meet people, they're asking you, what do you do, instead of who you are as a person. And when someone asks you who you are, sometimes you mistake and start telling them what you do. So you have to check on that. And at some point, you keep measuring your worth with how many clients you see, how much you can produce, the output, how visible you are, especially in this social media platform, and how busy you look or appear to be. Yeah, I talked about the difference between being busy and being productive. And without realizing it, rest starts to feel like something you have to earn. And that is the myth I'm trying to demystify, and I will pray that I break that myth and misconception about rest and laziness and just not being allowed to rest without feeling guilty, especially for us millennials who are told you have to always work, work, move, move, move for you to appear like you're doing something. And this is where self love quietly gets replaced by self pressure. So you become measured by your output rather than who you are as a person, who I am as Charity, and not who I am as what I produce from Charity Safe Haven, from Charity Haven Digital, from the diabetic desk. And I feel like for me, I struggle with this a lot. That's why I want this to be a place where you can come and just feel at home and feel like it's okay sometimes to just shut everyone off and rest. I want to look at why helping professionals are especially vulnerable. Yeah, so helping um, professionals carry a unique pressure. Yes, I've said it. I know most people don't talk about it, but I have said it. We praised for sacrificing because we sacrifice a lot. Sometimes you see through a session and a client is breaking down, and you have to be empathetic, you have to be sympathetic. Sometimes you stretch yourself so thin. You're always available because you have to prove a point, and because the work is meaningful, it becomes easy to justify why you're overgiving. We tell ourselves it's for the client, it's for the community, it's a calling. Wow, actually it's a calling or it's my passion. But over time, that mindset teaches us something very dangerous, that our value lies in how much we give, not in who we are as a person. I keep on saying, what does Charity Safe Haven offer, not who Charity is and what is Charity offering. So differentiating between the two really requires you to dig deep within ourselves, because if you're empathetic like I am, sometimes you can blur the boundaries I talked about. Because you're passionate about helping people, you can really tread across dangerous waters, and will turn for you it will turn you into identifying yourself, I don't know how to phrase it, as a nutritionist more than who you are. So there's a thin line that we need to watch for. So when productivity starts to cost you, um For me, they're usually moments or seasons, like I said in the live seasons for everything, when productivity really started to cost my peace of mind. I know I'm laughing, but it's not a laughing matter. I still showed up, even if I was tired. Um, I was doing meaningful work, but the joy really seemed muted. Like I talked about this in one episode last year, where you have to find joy in what you do. Go watch that episode. And I was giving a lot, and yet I was feeling strangely replaceable despite the effort. And that's why I left clinical nutrition, because at that time, the place I was working, I was on a contract basis, and sometimes I used to feel like they didn't value what I was doing, and they were looking at the output more than the impact I was having in these people's lives. And for me, it felt like I had impact, but they were not seeing that impact. So that knowing feeling of being replaced came true, because I've learned to trust my intuition. And this often is confusing, because on paper everything looked right or might look right for you, and this is often the point where self-improvement turns into self-neglect without us realizing it. It's very, very important to understand that. I know that we are told we're in our productive era, you need to be productive, you need to do too much. So you end up putting your hands in everything. I see so many people juggling so many things until I ask them, do you ever just sit still and think? Like, have you ever just sat still with yourself to assess if you're okay or not? That's a millennial thing, and I know if you're a millennial watching me, leave it in the comment section. So we're going to redefine self-love at work, because this part of the first episode I want to really tackle on career as nutritionist or a career as healthcare professional, or if you're watching me in the career you're in. So self-love doesn't mean you care less. Guys, you have to understand that. Self-love doesn't mean you care less. It means you care sustainably. For me, I like something that is sustainable, like something you can sustain it long term. It looks like boundaries that protect your energy, pacing that allows you to stay present in the moment, rest that preserve your sense of purpose, because burnout doesn't just harm you, it eventually harms the quality of the care you give. That's why in the slides, or what I'm projecting on the screen shows self-love doesn't equal doing less. Self-love equals sustainable care. So if you want to leave anything from this particular episode, please leave and go with that. I want to look at separating value from visibility. One of the hardest lessons, especially in the digital space or this digital technological age, is separating value from visibility. Not every season, like I said, the season for everything. Not every season you'll be loud. Not every contribution will be seen. Like there's some posts I post and they get low impression, and some posts I post they get over, like, impressions. I've not mentioned them because I don't want you to focus on that when you're creating content. And not every effort will be uploaded, especially if you're working in a place where you're only one in a big hospital doing everything, running around from one department to the next. Sometimes it can blur that line and you start resenting what you do, but your value does not increase when you're visible. It doesn't disappear when you're quiet, especially if you're doing something that really takes time to now start seeing the fruit of your labor, like nutrition is a long game. When you're taking in a client, especially in the weight loss, it's going to take time before you start seeing the changes, because you're looking at the overall behavioral change. So some of the meaningful work often happens off screen, behind the scenes, without recognition. So just remember, you are more than your output. You are you watching me. You're not what you do, you are you. Let me just leave you with that. So, a gentle reflection as I end this particular episode. I want us to reflect on these particular three things. What currently define your worth in your career? You can journal them in your journal, or write them in the comment section so people can come and read more and add more. Let's continue being an interactive community. Where might you be overextending to prove your work? Please also value, please leave it in the comment section or journal about it. And what will it look like to treat your energy with respect? Especially that if you don't want to answer the two, please leave the third one in the comment section, because I feel like that will encourage an upcoming person or someone who's just getting into the field. And just know, self-love in your career isn't about slowing down forever. It's about choosing a pace that allows you to stay whole, stay present in the moment, and look forward to the future. Look at the past, adjust what is to be adjusted, be present in the moment, and look forward to the future without overthinking. So if this resonated with you, please share. And I also love to hear from you. What is one way you're learning to show yourself respect in your work this particular season? We're talking about intentionality this year, so please be intentional with how you respond to this question. So thank you so much for joining me. I've been yours. I've really enjoyed this particular episode because mentorship and just giving pieces of advice, especially from my own experience, really brings me joy, because I feel like it's helping someone out there be the best versions of themselves. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also subscribe to my other platform, the Diabetic Desk with Charity. I'll be sharing my passion for diabetes. I didn't know how to go about